Well, a few months back, my name was trending for like 2 days because there was a fake article that was circulating that said that my interview with Casanova 2 times was the reason why he's locked up. The article was fake.
Okay.
Vlad TV is not in the paperwork at all. I went and looked through it all, line by line. They said, oh, well, this one sentence in the paperwork kind of sounds like what he said in the Vlad interview, even though he said the same thing in like 5 or 6 other interviews. But my name was trending. Everyone was bashing me. People like Questlove were doing tweets saying, don't do interviews with Vlad and all this type of thing. It was really nasty. And come to find out, just recently, we actually got the audio from Casanova's bail hearing. And we'll go ahead and play it now. In the bail hearing, the feds specifically name Casanova's interview with Nick Cannon as part of the reason why they're denying his bail.
And in the defendant's own words, in a November 2019 radio interview with Nick Cannon, the defendant made clear that he is, quote unquote, still Ape. That is, a member of Gorilla Stone. With regard to media interviews the defendant has done, defense counsel references interviews where he said good things about the community, and he references that interviews where he mentions his violent past are about the violent past and have nothing to do with the present. I would just reiterate the Nick Cannon interview from 2019 where he says, still Ape. So he's currently still a member of Gorilla Stone.
Okay. In the interview, Casanova admits to being part of this gang that he's on a RICO charge with. I forgot what it's called. The Untouchable Gorilla Nation. He's I'm still Ape. Like he says, I'm still part of that. So suddenly, there's the cognitive dissonance thing. This whole time, everyone's calling Vlad the feds. Come to find out, Nick Cannon is actually named in the interview for doing the same thing that I do. Now, do I think that Nick Cannon's the feds? No. Am I the feds? No. But if you're going to call me the feds, you need to call him the feds too. Like, if I'm the feds, he's J. Edgar Hoover.
It just comes with your territory, bro.
It comes with territory.
You know that.
I know that. I know that. And ultimately, it's really up to you. When you sit down and do an interview, you share what you want to share. Like I'm talking, me and Faisal Love we're on the phone the other day. He goes, back in my day, he's like, when you did crime, you went to jail. So we didn't talk about our crimes.
Right.
Being in a gang was illegal. So we didn't talk about it.
Right.
Maybe this new generation thinks that the rules are different.
Yeah, this new generation is a lot softer. It's just a whole different thing. And I think what happens is they want that badge, because you grow up hearing the horror stories or the war stories of the prior generation. And so, they want an excuse to do that same kind of stuff. And, whereas before it was, I just feel like it was, things were rooted in a lot more of honor, There were times when I knew that even somebody from your own clique steps off, like crosses that line of you don't do that to a woman, or you don't do that. This grandmother, and your own people will take your ass out.
Right.
That there was a certain honor among thieves in a way. That's not there because of like a younger group is just going to see what happened, the remnants. This person did that, and then therefore they got this respect, and everybody's like, just like when I was a kid, bowing down to the kingpin of the town, right? You don't know why he did what he did, but you know the act, and so kids are stuck with, they know the act, and they want to do the act. But they don't know the politics of why it happened. So you got a whole bunch of a younger generation just wanting that badge. They want that stripe, for doing the deed. But they don't understand that there was an honor in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, recently I did some interviews where I looked into Tory Lanez's case. The whole Tory Lanez, he shot Megan Thee Stallion. You know about this? No?
Mm-mm.
Didn't hit your radar? Anyways, Tory Lanez, who's a popular rapper / singer, was dating this other popular rapper, Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Some
too
sort of
old.
altercation
A
happened.
stallion is a male horse.
I know, right? It's weird, huh?
That's what it is.
I know.
I'm sorry, go on.
I know. So apparently there was some sort of altercation in the car, and he pulled out a gun and shot her in the foot.
The Hoof? I'm sorry. Go on. No.
I wasn't ready for that.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
Shot her in the hoof. Shouldn't be laughing at this. This is a very sad situation. Ultimately, a bunch of stuff came out. He's facing 22 years for the shooting. He's officially been charged by LAPD. She went on social media, said that he shot me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's mad at me because I'm saying, based on what I know about this case, and I've looked into the case and went through the paperwork, I said I'd be very surprised if he doesn't go to prison over this. You shot a woman with a gun. I don't know how this is like rocket science here. And, he's DMing me and like calling me a cop and a fed and whatever else. And, and recently he put a tweet up, said, hey, I'm thinking about doing interviews, and someone said, oh, you should do it with Vlad. He's like, nah, he's a cop. And I'm like, I'm looking at this going, first of all, it takes a certain type of idiot to consider doing an interview when they're facing 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
And when the person who they shot has publicly stated that they shot them.
Yeah, but
and you're going to be doing interviews. And he went on Instagram Live and addressed it at one point, and I'm like, how are you thinking that social media somehow negates the law? Or if you get popular on social media, you could somehow beat a case? Or how, you really got to be a certain level of moron to even consider doing an interview right now. Because you're facing, essentially, you're about 22 years old. Your entire life might be spent in a prison cell. For moving forward, as long as you've been alive, you may end up being in a cell for that. Do I want him to go to prison? No, I don't know him. But you go and shoot someone, especially a woman, you're probably going to go to prison. How are you going to get around that? But he's sitting there posturing and blaming me and everything else like that. The level of stupidity is just mind-blowing to me.
You weren't expecting logic from that guy, were you?
I guess not.
I mean, see, that's the thing. It's like,
I guess
back
not.
in my day, you shot a woman, you got your ass whooped by your own people.
Yeah. And that's what
It's
I'm
just
saying.
like,
And
come
he's
on,
trying
man,
to
you
defend
shot a
himself.
You shot it, okay.
He's
You know what I
taking
mean?
little shots at her, like talking shit about her. And it's like, yo, you shot her. You shot a woman. Fuck wrong with you? Like who respects that? Name one society anywhere on earth that respects a man shooting a woman.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, imagine, okay, this guy's getting this fame or whatever. Imagine the generation under him, right? All they know, he shot a woman, he's popular, he's talked about. Now, all they're registering is the act. They don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
This cat shooting a woman, he's probably looking up to people who did something similar. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you see it, the degeneration that happens, the lack of just morality and just manhood, just even manhood. Just to go, you shot a woman, and that's okay with you. So just look at that. That's like, it's okay with him. So he's the kind of person, I mean, where'd that come from? See what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah. Keep in mind, Tory Lanez is 5'3", so there's the little man thing going on.
But still,
And Megan is actually physically bigger
the
than him.
baddest, the roughest dudes I ever met in my life. 3 of the baddest dudes ever were all little.
Okay, well,
Like 5'5" were the baddest cats I've ever met.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
If Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, who's about 6'10" and probably weighs about 50 pounds heavier than him, if they got in the ring, I'll put $100,000 on Megan to whip his ass. Absolutely. Absolutely. Megan would beat the shit out of Tory Lanez.
Why would you say that?
When you see the two of them
Okay.
side by side,
Yeah,
I
but
would
come
put my
on.
money on Megan right now.
I would hope a brother has had enough fist fights that he know what he's doing, and women don't have too many of those things. But there I am talking about a little man talking and fighting a woman that calls herself a stallion. I can't believe what you get me to talk about.
It's all crazy.